Good morning and welcome. I'm Bonnie Lynn Linke, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my studio in Nampa, Idaho. Today I am going to show you the other two cards from the Christmas in July free class to go. Last week I showed you two cards, and this week I'm going to show you the other two. But before we do that, the specials that are going on right now is bonus days. When you place an order with Stampin' Up! $50 for every $50 in product, you will get a code for a $5 coupon off during August 1st to August 31st. That's the only time you can use those codes to redeem those coupons. So that's a good deal. And that's 10% savings off of a $50 order. And then what else? There are some things, back order items on embellishments that should be in this week and next week. So that will be nice too. And, oh, how could I forget? My Christmas in July stamp class is going on. You have through Sunday to register for this class. It is 6 cards and 3 tags. It is using the Golden Greenery stamp set, which is one stamp set we're going to use today in one of our cards, and we used it last week too. And then, excuse me, I got to get rid of that pop-up. And then next week, I'm sorry. So that is, you register now. Go to, the link is in my video comments where I have the details. You can see the link there. If you sign up for my emails, and there's a link in the video details too to sign up for my emails, or just email me at bonnie@bonniestamps.com and you can have it. I believe it's on my blog too at bonniestamps.com. So I think that's about it. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start by showing you. Here's the host code for in July. So when you place a $50 order with me, and that's product order before shipping and taxes, you are going to get the free class kits for the 2 cards I made last week, which are these 2 cards right here. This is the Sophisticated Sled bundle that we used for this one. This one is the Golden Greenery. This die, I give you the die cut for it. This is out of one that's coming in September, and it is, I can never remember. I don't know why. The Winterly Treetop bundle. So this one, I give you the die cut for that. And I also do the embossing. So what I do on these free class kits, I cut all the papers to sizes. I also cut out anything that is not stamped. So like everything on here is cut out for you. On this one, you get the tag that's cut out, and you get the frame that's cut out. So that's what we did last week. And the video is Christmas in July, free class to go, and it's called Part 1. So today, the 2 cards we're doing this one right here, Golden Greenery, and we're also using, and so I don't missay the name, the Gold Mercury Vellum, and we're using Berry Vanilla. I am going to show you how to heat emboss in case you haven't done heat embossing before. And if you don't want to heat emboss, that's fine. You can, for the bill, it's just the gold on here that we did. You can just stamp it in pecan pie instead. And then this is Marius Trees that came out last Christmas. And I am going to show you how we make this paper. And and I will actually, because this isn't stamped, so I can go ahead and do it. I will make the paper and cut out the tree for you, and you will just assemble everything together. The only thing you'll have to stamp is the love and joy, or whatever greeting you decide to use on it. And then on the inside, as you can see, I don't have an inside on mine. You'll do what you want to do on the inside. And for this one, we just stamped that right there. And actually, it's going to go this way when I put it in here. And then I'll put a greeting in here. I just don't know which one I want to do yet. So that's why you don't see one. But you need to use the host code when you place your order so that you can get the free class. And I mail them out at the beginning of August. So, okay, the first one we're going to do today is this one right here. I'm going to move the host code out of the way. It's also in the video details that you click on that link in that expand that box underneath the video, and you will see all that information. Now, you only get the written directions and the sizes for the cardstock pieces if you place an order and get the free kit to go. I will give you, if I remember, I will give you all the measurements as we're talking today. So for this one, we're going to start with our Mossy Meadow card base. And let me put those off to the side there. And this is 8.5 by 5.5. We score it at 4 1/4 inches. Fold it in half. Now I usually do score my card bases when I'm sending them to you. So it's just one extra step. I don't mind doing it. And then you burnish it with your bone folder. And then you're going to want to take a 4-inch by 5 1/4 piece of Very Vanilla cardstock. And we're going to adhere it to the card front. I was going to say, I forgot to make sure my glue was flowing freely before I started this, so I'm glad to see it is. And we're just going to put some glue on here. And center this on the card front. Next, we're going to apply our gold vellum. You know, I thought I had cut that. Hold on just a second. Let me step over here and see. Oh my, I did not cut that. So I am going to have to do that. So hold on. Let me find the gold vellum. Okay. Whoops. I just knocked over my trash can in here. So let's see. Let's see, is that wide enough? That is wide enough. So we'll just take this. There's 3. Let me pull this out and show you this gold vellum while I'm right here. Okay. There are 6 sheets in here. You get 2 of each one. So, and I'm only going to pull out one, well, maybe all of it. Okay, that's one of the sheets right here. It's very pretty. That's the one I'm using. And depending on how many orders are placed, I will be using all 3 of these when I cut my kits. This one, which is just a little bit, it's close to the same design. And then this one, you actually have more of the vellum showing than on the others. So whichever piece you get, it will be beautiful. I have no doubt about that. And then the size that we use for this is 2 1/4 by 5 inches. So let me grab my cutter here. So I said 2 1/4, and this is just right at 2 1/4 by 5 inches. So just cut it like that. Put this down under here. Now I don't want to use glue on this. Oh, I got something sticky on my table. I thought I got it all off last night, but I guess I didn't. So I hope you have all had a good week since last week. My grandson came for a visit. He's 12. And so he was here for 6 days. And it was quite a whirlwind of activity. And he was really understanding because with Terry having the cancer and me having the lung infection, we neither one of us have a whole lot of energy. So, but Ethan was great, and he was a big help. It was a pleasure to have him. So, but we had fun. We did Legos, and we have a Wii that Ethan just loves playing Mario Kart on. And it used to be, because I couldn't get it to work last year when he was here. And it used to be Before that, I always beat him. This time I couldn't beat him. I mean, he got good. So, okay, I just took some seal and Stampin' Seal, and I put that piece of gold mercury vellum on there. And so we're going to set that aside, and we're going to do some stamping. So let me grab my items here. What we're going to do first is we're going to, let me see. I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you how we do these. But we need to put the saying on a block. I haven't done that yet because I wanted to go over that with you. So let me grab my stamps. I'm looking for my block that I had set out to put it on. And of course, I left it on my table. I mean, if my head wasn't attached, I would lose it. Okay, I like to line up the H through the S, the bottom of them, on this line right here. And then I put the Mary right above it. So it's between, it starts right after the H. And I have it get as close to it as I can get. And that way I know it's going to be straight. And I know it will fit in my stamp too. Okay, this one says Happy Christmas. This one's going to say Merry Christmas. And I'm just going to make sure it all fits in here. Okay, I don't like the way the Mary fits. I need to bring it a little bit more over towards the C. Just a hair. So I want to make sure it is straight. It is. It looks straight to me. So, okay. So we're going to do our heat embossing first. So I have my pad here. And what we need to do, we need to stamp the yellow on this first. So what we're going to take our crushed curry, and we're going to ink it up. Remember, this is photopolymer, so we want to use the Stampin' Pierce pad underneath there, and we're just going to stamp this right here like so. Hold it for about 5 seconds. There we go. You could also use Daffodil Yellow on it, Daffodil Delight, I mean. And if you didn't want to heat emboss, then you would just, for this next stamp, you would use Pecan Pie. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to heat emboss. This is the detail. I don't know if you can, there you go. You can see that. This is just some lines that adds some more dimension to the veil. You can leave it just like it is if you want to, and that's fine. But we're going to go ahead and add the other. And I messed up my Mary on here. For some reason, it came off. So I'm going to have to put that back on there. But I know my Christmas is straight. So I think I got that over the head. So let's see. Okay. It will be close enough for me. Okay, so there we go. I'm just letting that dry some. So now I'm going to bring out here's my Versamark. Here's my embossing buddy. It came with the Heat Edition toolkit. And with that also came this brush. And I also have a pair of tweezers that came with it. They're the handle's about that long. And it just grips the paper in there. You don't have to squeeze to keep it shut or anything. They are the best tweezers I have ever found for paper crafting. I really love them. The tweezers and the brush and the embossing buddy just made this also worthwhile. So I'm just patting some of my embossing buddy there because we're going to stamp our greeting too. Now, there's also a tray with this Heat Edition kit. And I'm not using that today due to the fact I have my gold embossing powder in this. I teach a lot of classes, and I find with my students, it's a lot neater to have my embossing powders in these containers. It just saves me a lot in cleanup. So I'm going to just kind of lean over here because I have trouble. I'm going to be honest with you. I have trouble getting this correct down at the bottom. So I'll do the best I can. I will use either my MISTI or my Stamparatus for my classes to make sure that everything is lined up for my students. Okay, now I have my Merry Christmas because I did my embossing buddy all the way over. Now, in your kits that you get, the oval that your greeting goes in will already be cut out for you. But I'm just doing it this way today. So what you would be doing, you would be stamping your greeting right in this oval. And that's what I did for this last one. But today, my grandson, I didn't get home from taking him to the airport till about 6 o'clock last night. And then I had to help my husband with some stuff. And I was beat. So, so I thought, we'll do it this way. And while he was here, I did not do hardly any work at all, just answered emails and stuff like that, acknowledged orders. But I took the time off and had a good time with him. Now his sister is hopefully going to come later this month, or who knows? She'll come sometime. She's 15, so she's much busier. She FaceTime with me all the time, so it's wonderful. Okay, so I dipped this in my embossing powder, and if you notice that I dipped it in there 2 times, I did that because I think I get a better coating when I do. So I'm going to turn on my heat gun, my heat tool, and I'll show that to you in just a minute. Let it run for a second to start warming up. Okay, now I'm just going to take this heat and apply it. This is what your heat tool looks like. There's the on-off button. And it has this bar that you can set it down on to keep, once it's hot, to keep this cool. But this plastic piece stays pretty cool. And I don't know if you can see this, but you can see where the powder's already melting. Isn't that so cool? I just, to this day, I just still love heat embossing. And there goes the Christmas. It goes quick. And you don't want to overdo it. Once it's melted, it's done. If you keep the heat on it, then you're going to start flattening it out. Okay, and the next thing I would do, I would take this and I would go cut it out with the die cuts. And let me show you. Here is the die cuts for this one. And I tape them in place when I do it. So I put that there. And then the other one is Greetings of the Season. And I thought I had my die cuts right here, but I don't. Oh, wait. Is this them? Yes. And they're tagged dies. So this is the one that we use right here. This one. And so we would just fit it in there. It is a tight fit, but I really like the Merry Christmas. So that's why I do it. And there we go. Okay. So I'll set that up there and set this back on here. Now we're going to go ahead and stamp this greenery right here. And we're also going to bring in our other piece of paper for the inside because we're going to stamp that too. So this is our Old Olive, and I'm going to stamp that first. And I'm going to stand up while I do this one. So ink it up. And leave some space there. So hold it for 5 seconds. You see with my stamp pad, I put a color on the inside there because if I have open a lot of my inks, I want to be able, because like if I had this one open too, you know, if you put these side by side, well, which one is which without looking at the label? And by having these tags from the bottom with the names, I know they're in a different language, but that's okay. You at least know that this is the darker of the two. So that's why I like having those. I want to move this out of the way. Okay, and then for this one, because we are going to put it up in the corner, and I'm just going to, because I like stamping this way, I'm just going to put it right here, but we know it's going to be my top. So I just do it that way. That's all I need on the old olive. Now, when I stamp this next one, it's going to look, my Mossy Meadow, it's going to look pretty close. But after the old olive dries, it's going to be just fine. And I'm just going to take, okay, so let's see. I'm going to put this underneath in case the stem should go off at all. This is the stamp I use here. So let me bring back this other one for a minute. See, this is the one that we just did. It's the big leaves. And then this is the stems for it. So we are going to take it and we're going to ink up our Mossy Meadow on it. And then I'm just going to line it up with the leaves and hope I get it straight. It's easier than what I make it look. Oh, I got that one pretty straight. And you can see on here how you can see the darker green on it. I know it looks all the same right now, but these are the same ink pads without being re-inked that I did this one with. So the old olive will really lighten up. So I'm going to line this one up again on this one. Okay, and then I would just cut this one out next also. So I'm going to set that aside because I've already made some and cut them out for you. And then this one, I'm going to line this up on here. Let's see. Excuse me. Okay, and you hold it for 5 seconds. And there you go. And seeing that's the top. And then you would just put your sentiment in there. So, okay, we're done for stamping for this card. So I'm just dropping everything on the floor around me. Okay, so let me just wipe this off before I put my fingers on it. So I will clean them later, but just get some of that off. And we're all done with the Mossy Meadow. Now, for your greeting in here, you could stamp it in Mossy Meadow or Old Olive, but I think when I do mine, I'm going to do them in probably Real Red or Cherry Cobbler. I think that will be pretty. So I'm not going to put this in here, yet, but it would go in here just like this. I want to do my sentiments, stamp them on there before I put these in. But that would go in there like so. So now we need to do this part. And as I said, I already have these cut out. And I also have a bill. Okay, and I wanted to show you these two bills. This one was stamped in Daffodil Delight. This one was stamped in Crushed Curry. So there's a little bit of a difference in the color. You can see it. But I think we will do the Daffodil Delight this time. I like them both. And we are going to get some glue dots now. And I just take 2 glue dots for this. You can use your seal or whatever you want to, but I wanted them to not be down so totally tight. And I'm just going to I want them to meet up in the middle. So let me figure out where my middle is before they stick all the way. Let me see. We'll do it just about right here like so. And I bring it down far enough so that because my bill's going to go up there, my ribbon's going to go up there. Now, you do not get embellishments with the kits, but you do get the ribbons. And if you spend $70 on your order and product, then you will get an embellishment with your kit. And if it's available, I try to get the one that is used the most. And for this one, it's the cherry cobbler and pearl berries that come with the sweet. Okay, so we are going to do this. Okay, and I think I just used glue dots when I put it on this card, but either way works. We do use dimensionals for the greeting down here. I'll put a couple on here for it. And we're just going to place this. Let's see, I had a little bit of stickiness showing through right there. So I'm going to put this one a little bit lower. And then I'm going to get glue dots on my ribbon. And this ribbon is this one right here. It is the woven ribbon. It is 1/4 of an inch. And what does it say? And it is a cream color. And it's so soft. I really like it. But the 3/4 inch ribbon looks beautiful, would look beautiful with this too. That comes with the suite. I wasn't going to order the 3/4 inch, and I just completely forgot and ordered the suite instead of the products separately. And I thought, oh, great. But I really like the 3/4 inch. It has worked great on the cards that are in the kit for my stamp class. The one I'm charging for, that one, the 6 cards and 3 tags. Okay, so we just need the embellishments for this, and they are buried under here someplace. So we will grab these, and we're using the pearl colors on these. Now, if you wanted to, you could take your Mossy Meadow, dark Mossy Meadow blend and color those, but I don't want to. And we're just going to take one of the single ones right here. And we're going to put it right about here. Let me see. We're going to take this cluster of 3. I like this. I'm going to put that right in here. And we'll take another single one and put it right down in here. And there we go. This card is all done. And you could even put on the cherry cobbler ones if you wanted to. So this is them right here. And I cut mine open on the sides, my embellishment package, just so I can slide them in and out like that. So, okay, that is card number 3 of this class to go. And that's all done. So now we're going to do this one right here. And let me grab the supplies for it. This is the Merriest Trees. And we're going to start by doing this paper first. So let me get these ink pads out of the way because we are done with them. And set this there and hope I don't turn anything off. This is Misty Moonlight. And this is Granny Apple Green. I'm going to start with my Granny Apple Green first. And this blending brush I just use on greens. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to do spots on this. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of white cardstock. And I just do spots of green wherever I want to do them. And you do them, however deep of a green you want, or whatever. There's no rhyme or reason to any of this. Okay, let's see. I want that one a little bit darker. If you want it darker, just press a little bit harder. And I'm going to leave it open because I may add more. And now I'm taking my blending brush with my Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to fill in these other places. And I'm going to run a little bit in between there. This is why I do the green first, because blue's a little bit darker, so I can go over top it. And if I get some green on this one, I'm not going to, it won't bother me. So just, these blending brushes are great because I never clean it. Only the ones with my students I do when I'm changing colors. And they just, the last color, like if I would have used a navy with this, and as long as I had pressed hard, you would never know it when I go to use a lighter color with it. Okay, now I kind of screwed up right there. So I'm going to see if I can, and it doesn't matter if I can rub that out or not because it just, okay, I have a lot of blue in this one, which I didn't really mean to do. I usually put more green than blue in them. So let me see what I can do here. I'm going to add some more green and kind of go up. And I'll go over the blue some too. Fill in the light color of the blue with where it was put on kind of light. Trees are green. That's why I was going for a little bit more green in this one. So yeah, that looks pretty good. So, okay. And you know, I had cut out, I had made one of these and cut it out, and I just realized I don't have it over here. So we may have to go ahead and do this one all the way. So, okay, now I'm looking for my spritzer. That's not my spritzer. Here's my spritzer. Oh, it still has some water in it. This is from Stampin' Up, and I just put plain water in here. Let me get my brushes out of the way. And then I just spritz some water on it, just like so. And it depends how spotty you want it to appear, how much water you do. Okay, and while that's drying for a second, let me see if I can find the pieces I had done earlier. Let's see. You know, I'm not going to find them. So we're just going to have to take a couple extra minutes and do this all the way through. So we need to dry it. That's why I had pre-done it. So we're just going to, and I'm holding something down to try and flatten it out as I dry it. And you can see that the paper does flatten out as it dries. And it's still pretty wet. I'm going to dry it from the back side now. Okay, see, your heat tool is good for many things. Okay, so now let me get my dies here. And what we're going to do, because there are 5 tree dies, we're going to take the 4 smallest ones, just like so. And let me get some tape here. I'm going to tape them in place so that I'm getting cut when I want to. Now, the only thing that's going to show is actually the bottom part of each one, because as you look at the way these are done, so this one's going to show. So let me see, how do I want it? And I got to make sure I have room for everything. So I want a little bit of blue and green both on this bottom. So we're just going to tape that in place right there. For this one, I want that spot of darker green. Let's see. I kind of like that look right there. Not much blue, so we'll add a little bit of blue over to this side. And we'll go more blue on this one. And that one we won't tape. Okay, so I'm going to step back over here to my cut and emboss machine and just lay this down on here and cut it out real quick. Get everything out of my handle's way. There we go. Whoops. Okay. Here we go. And we'll just take these all off. We got that one. Let me put them where you can see them. We got that. We got that one. And we have that one right there. So it was the very largest one that we did not use. And then if you have a magnetic card, they just fit inside of each other, which is kind of nice. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. And there's your leftover paper. You know, if when you do this, you cut, if I would have thought of it, I could have brought this one up a little bit higher. And you could have used this for, let's see, where do I have a panel? Just to show you what I mean. You could have used this for an under panel, you know, go like so on something. But I didn't leave enough room down there. So when you place your dies on your paper, when you make this, just remember you can use what's left over for a different project. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this so that we can see good. So we need to put our tree together. We got the 4 sizes. And what I'm going to do, and I just use, you can use whatever. We can use seal. But I like to put a glue dot at the top because it is so narrow up there. And I don't like using glue because I don't want the whole thing glued down to that. I just like putting it kind of in the middle. I'll go like so, right down the middle like that. And I hope you saw that. And then I'm just going to put it on here, line up the top and the sides, and go like so. Now I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to use a glue dot on here at the top. And you know, I think for the top one, I'm going to go ahead and maybe use a glue dot on each of the 3 triangles, the corners. And I'll show you what I mean. I put one right here at the top, one there, and one there. Because this is the top layer and I don't want it going crazy. And I'm just going to lay that up here. Like so. Okay, and then we'll put, I didn't get that too straight, but let me see if I can straighten that out some. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now I'm going to put some, I don't think I really changed it at all. Okay, I'm putting some seal on there. And then again, I'll take a glue dot and we'll put it right here. And, you know, I welcome you all today. I'm really glad to have you with me. And remember, you get this kit free when you place a $50 order with me. And then you just add this to right here. And I'm just not doing a very good job lining them up today. Okay, And there, your tree is made. So now I am going to show you how to put the card together. So we're going to take, this is a piece of white cardstock that I cut out with a decal rectangle. For this one, I used the 4th largest one. And for the Misty Moonlight one, I used the 3rd largest. And this is the Misty Moonlight one. So I'm just going to glue those two together. And the heavy snow goes on the bottom. If you look at the embossing folder, the bottom open end is the open end is the bottom of the embossing folder. So, and snow's always heavier at the bottom than what it is at the top, I think. So we're going to do that. And now this is a fun fold. So we're going to take this. This is 8.5 by 5.5. And let me see what I scored it at. I got the directions for this one right down here. So I scored it at 3 inches and 7 1/4. And then I fold them in like so. We're going to put this piece of designer series paper right over here. And this is the Winter Meadows designer series paper. If it looks familiar, that's because it's left around from last winter. It was in the September to December mini catalog, and they carried it over to this year. It's been available all year. And I believe it's on back order right now and should be available in another week. Also, another item, because your sophisticated sled and your golden greenery and greetings of the season stamps, they are online exclusives. And so are the embellishments we used a few minutes ago, the cherry cobbler and pearl berries. They are online exclusive. And they are available now. But the best online exclusive is the glass tabletop. Now on this one, this is the back side of this. And we're just going to do this right here. This piece of designer series paper is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and this size is 1 inch by 5 1/4. But the glass tabletop is an online exclusive now. Now, if you remember correctly, in January and February, that was available to anybody who signed up to become a demonstrator. And it didn't matter if you were a demonstrator that was making a business out of it or if you were a hobbyist. You got the glass tabletop free. And that was quite a deal. And while it is back in stock and available to buy for a limited time only, I don't know how long it will be available for. That's one thing about online exclusives. We never know the answer to that question. But it is so worth it. And if you love coloring with blends or doing watercoloring, you need a glass tabletop, because when coloring with blends, you don't want paper underneath your, this is the cardstock you're coloring on, say. You don't want to put another piece of paper under there, because when your ink's soaked through, that paper underneath is absorbing it, so you can't blend it. So that's why the glass tabletop. And also you can take like a dark, say you're doing your Misty Moonlights and you have your dark and then you have the light. Well, if you take your dark one and just spread it on the glass tabletop and then take your blender pen and pick up some of that color, you can make an even lighter color. So there's so many uses for it. It's great for watercoloring. So, okay, we did that. Now we are going to put our tree on here, and we are going to do it with dimensionals. Now at the bottom here, I'm going to leave room for my tree trunk. So I'm not going to put a dimensional right in the middle there, because my tree trunk is going to slide under there after I get everything on. And then I don't feel like cutting these, so I'm going to just grab me a couple of the minis, because I always have those handy. I'm going to put 3 of them up here. See how easy it is to do this card? And I think I'm going to put a couple more because I want this side to be, the sides to be a little bit more support. We know how the post office is when you mail things. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but postage is going up July 14th. So if you haven't gotten your supply of Forever stamps, or if you buy the 1-ounce butterfly stamps, they're going up a nickel each. So it's a good time to buy them and have them on hand for the holidays. So we're just going to put this on here like this. I'm going to get that centered there. I'm going to lower it down here some. Okay. And now I have a little plastic bag right here. And these have ornaments in it. You'll get 9 with your kit. You get 9 of these silver ornaments and 1 star. And they have the adhesive backing on it so that you don't have to glue them. You don't have to mess with glue. You just peel off the backing like that and then stick it on. And I'm not sure I want to put ornaments on this one. So I was thinking of maybe if I have some old pearl embellishments from last year, I think I may take and put some of those on here. So I'm going to hold off on putting on any of my ornaments, but you would do it the exact same way. I'll put on a couple. So let me take a couple of these out. And I'll take this one. So you just want to take these and again, take that piece of backing off and just hang the ornament on your tree. And I'll do one more. Again, take the backing off. And just go like so. And there you go. Okay, now to put this on here, you only want to put your dimensionals so they're going to be on this side of the card. And we're going to, which is really quite a bit of this side. So we're going to just take our dimensionals. And actually, see how I have this long piece right here? I'm just going to take that. Let's see, make sure I get it on this, on the correct side. I'm going to put that there like so. You know, that way I used it up. I'm going to put one down here. And then I'm going to put them down the side. I'm going to put another one in here. I'm going to put another one in here. And one more right there. Okay, that's good. That's plenty of dimensionals on it. And excuse me. Okay, so here we go. Remember to use your host code when placing your order, and you'll get these kits free. And then you just place it so it's in the center, just like that. And then we get a little piece of paper. Oh, here it is, right here. And where's my Marius trees? Love and joy. Oh, we need the stump too. Okay, now with the Marius tree dies, let me see, where are they? You have these right here. You have this one here, which has a pointed end to it, which is this one right here. And this is Country Woods Designer Series paper. Or you could cut this one right here out of it, which is this die right here. It's the middle size of the 3 rectangle ones. without the pointed end. So what I did is I cut them out, but I found those two to be the best size because I tried different sizes, but we wanted to make sure we had one that was not overpowering. So we're just going to take a little bit of glue here, just like so. And we're going to just slide this trunk just so it's underneath the bottom and the center. And just set it down there. And I didn't get that very straight, but I'm sure we've all seen crooked tree trunks. So there we go. That is on there. So now we just need to do our greeting. So here's my pad on the floor. Okay, and I'm gonna just put a piece of paper underneath that. And we're just gonna get our merriest trees. We're gonna get the love and joy. Or we could do to you and yours too if you wanted to. And I need a block. And my blocks are right here. I'm just going to take this one right here. My paper is bent from having the heat tool to dry our paper. So my paper got bent. We need the Misty Moonlight. Let's see. And you're going to get my head in the way. Love and joy. I like that. Reminds me of a song. There we go. Maybe not perfectly straight, but the L's a little low, but that's okay. And let's see. Now, and I'm going to cut off this one end a little bit. Just like that. I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to get this out of the way. Now, on the joy, I use a glue dot, or you can use seal. That's totally up to you. But I'm only doing a dimensional at this end because this end is going right here and this is up on a dimensional. So that's why one dimensional and one glue dot. And we are going to just slide this right in here like so. Perfect. And then we are, for the embellishment for this one, I used it fell on the floor. And when I said I use the adhesive back sheets, this is what I'm talking about. These are from Stampin' Up. And I put this on the back of the silver foil before I cut out the ornaments and the stars. So I love this. I use it all the time. And yes, I even put it on pieces for my students in my classes if it's small pieces. So when you get the this kit, your ornaments and your star will already have that on. Okay, here. One came out on my finger. So we will go ahead and I'm going to put this one right in the middle of the star. And grab a big one here. I'll place one right over here. And then I'm going to place another big one, I think, right down here. And there we go. And then you would do the inside of your card. For the envelope, you could put a piece of designer series paper on the envelope flap, or else you can do like what I did last week with the sled card. I took a piece of 6 by 2.5 inch white cardstock. I embossed it with our Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder and then put that on the envelope flap. So this is the 2 cards we made today, right here. Aren't they just gorgeous? And this piece of paper right here was, let me see, I have that. It is 2 inches by 1/2 inch for your little greeting there. And hopefully you put it on straighter than I did. Okay, if you have any questions, please email me at bonnie@bonniestamps.com. Leave a comment in the video. I thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you all, and I thank you for your support. You have really made my business grow and such a success. So I thank you so much. Have a blessed week, and may all good things happen to you. I will see you. I won't see you next Tuesday because I have a doctor's appointment, but I will be posting a video next week for you to have instead. So I will see you in 2 weeks. God bless. Bye.